FURIA take their map pick of Vertigo. It goes 16-11, and certainly if you looked at the first half, it didn't look like MIBR stood a chance. Now, the last time these two teams faced off, it went 16-10, so it's one more round on the board for MIBR, but they've got a new player. They've got the caveat that there's still a lot for this team to work on. But going into their map pick of Train, things are going to certainly have to turn around in a big way if they want to show us that they can make this competitive, because to me, that was still a convincing win from FURIA.
Yeah, to me as well. I think they were by far the better team on the server. It was clear to see that the T side, it was well drilled. They knew exactly how to poke MIBR. They knew exactly how to be aggressive. I think Yuri, as you spoke about, had a great game. I think the entirety of that lineup, again, were great. Art, we know him to be super aggressive, super annoying to play against, especially on the CT side as well, getting some boost here and there. So I think overall, MIBR was always playing catch up. And at a certain point, you were left back with the feeling that, all right, it's only a question whether this is going to be 16-5 or 16-10, 16-11. It was by far the better team today. That was FURIA on Vertigo. No chance for MIBR at all.
Definitely so. And I mean, not kudos to Fallen for trying his best MIBR within that game. I mean, he had like 27 kills, 6-2 for his opening kills and duels. And I mean, he tried his damnness, but it just wasn't enough. And I could tell right off the bat in that 4 versus 1 when he didn't plant the bomb with 4 seconds left on the clock, the little luck that sometimes you need to kind of push you over the finish line, it unfortunately was not on MIBR's side today.
And you mentioned it there, Potter, in the pre-game, you were saying, okay, we've got the experience, we've got the legendary players in there like Fallen to step up and change things, but he didn't really have that second person in line to back him up. But Train is a map where they've had a lot of confidence going into it. And I have a feeling it can get a lot better, because we see that dual AWP setup where KNG can get involved as well. He's got that super hyper aggressive style. But is it still going to be enough to take down FURIA, who really don't seem that bothered by all of this? It's just like another game for them, and they're confident as ever.
I don't know about you, Christine, but I think we're going to get a much closer game on Train, right? The double AWP setup, Fallen and KNG, that could be one spicy one, but I still think FURIA is the better team, and I still expect FURIA to win. But I hope personally, and don't know about you, Christine, but I hope personally it's going to be much closer and much more exciting on the second map.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that it's going to be more exciting. In fact, I could put my money on it that this Train surely should be exciting, not only because FURIA is insane right now, but because MIBR tend to do some wonky, crazy strategies on Train on their T side of things. And it just makes us as viewers, and also I'm sure them, kind of scratching their heads wondering, how the heck did we win this round? So I think this Train, it should be exciting. I'm not sure that it's quite enough to put them over the finish line, just because FURIA are very well practiced on Train as well. But you're right, that double AWP coming out of KNG towards that Ivy side, it should surely put MIBR at some sort of an edge to get more rounds on the board.
And I want to get your thoughts real quickly on this, Pimp, especially from your perspective. Is what did you think of TRK and his involvement in it? Because he had a bit of a slower start in there, but he's trying to play amongst a system that is obviously very hard to find space in.
Sure, it's still super early to say whether or not he's going to be a great fit for MIBR. I think Mayan didn't get a lot of time either, right? So maybe he's also playing under the pressure that he has to perform within the first month or two, otherwise he'll be the next one to get the boot. So a lot of pressure on this man, but I think it's still too early to conclude. First game wasn't bad, it wasn't good. It was just, a Counter-Strike game where he didn't really have any impact at all.
Well, let's see if he can have impact on Train, because he's certainly going to need to deliver it if they want to take down FURIA and at least take us to a third map. But we're going to kick it to a break, so we're going to run things forward once again, and then we'll get into the game with Scrawny and Launders.
Hello, my fellow kids. We've moved along, away from Vertigo into Train. Launders, are MIBR going to extend this to a third map?
I don't think so. I feel like FURIA looked great. I think they looked good enough. The map didn't go long enough for me to really question that. The players look solid. Feels like it might be just another repeat of their previous 2-1 or 2-0 series. And MIBR have Train, which is sweet. So we will definitely see some cool stuff. Fallen's playing out of his mind. He likes Train. That's a recipe for a good map. Yeah.
So I like the Fallen showing.
we'll hopefully get to see why Fallen likes this map so much.
Only time will tell what is to come of this. The second North American matchup for DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. In a group that features FURIA, Liquid, MIBR, and Chaos. Oh! Whoa. Somebody just flipped a man out of the sky. I'm not sure who did it, but somebody's dead there. Poor guy never touched the ground.
Yeah, I think Art switched it, hit the guy upper, and then Henny killed the guy jumping off. There's some optical illusion there that happened, but ultimately, yeah, it's Art who's star of the show. So, wow, cool. Nice round. They held it down.
Let's see this. Art.
So Henny, and then...
Right here.
Oh, Art. Oh, holy smokes, man.
Just splattered him.
Wow.
That sucks. Sucks
yeah,
to be
if
him.
you're not Art, okay. Yeah, it sucks to be him falling out of the sky. That's pretty cool. Like, nice 4K. That's a clipper, man. Yeah, that's one you save. That's a really nice, nice round.
Like going, it's like jumping. That's like going skydiving and just taking a bird to the face.
Can that happen?
I think so. I
guess
mean, why wouldn't it? Right? Yeah, I've seen it happen to people on roller coasters. Imagine just on a roller coaster and then just smoked by a pigeon. That's great YouTube content.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll go watch that. Maybe there'll be a compilation I can indulge in. FURIA, sometimes the one-man show, also had an outstanding first map.
I don't put stock in the Glocks on this round. There's no flashbang to go with it. There's not a smoke grenade.
All this looks like to FURIA is 500 ADR. It's just how are they going to divide the pie up?
These are not human beings. They are merely stats at this moment.
Yeah, look at all these stats grouping up to run down into FURIA's weighing arms.
Oh, and Henny.
Oh, unless Henny can get a piece.
Is this one of those moments again where like you do 5 guys on something and no one watches flank? Because that could have cost them, but they decide to charge outwards, and who could have expected that?
Yeah. They share it. They split it up, half a pie each there for Art and FURIA. Nice stat pad for those two guys. No bomb plant goes down for MIBR. No kills so far in this game, Connor. Not a great place to start.
Nope. But I mean, maybe there's, if there's anything to take away, it's the solidarity that they'll experience as nobody has kills. They're all on the same page. Yeah, they're really in it together.
It's true.
What they're in? A predicament.
Yeah.
For now.
Pile of mud.
But they've got the guns. They've got some nades. And they could very well rob away an opening pick. It's up towards the top of box halls that Tacos punishes the aggression. 2 CTs who thought they could take more real estate than they could afford. The mortgage payments crippling. Oh. Taco denies them, but okay, somehow, some way, we are back into the 2 versus 2. All of Taco's success up towards that B site. I mean, he finds a clear B bomb site, but the bomb itself is fumbled on the footing of A. So Henny has found himself in a 1 versus 2. Taco, a single point of health.
They don't have the bomb.
Even Fallen 62.
It's still out there. Yeah, he can push up to the same spot that K Serrato played, be in vision of the bomb. And unless Taco, I don't know if Taco's going to trade or get info, but it might not even help that much. Oh, whoa, he's real close. Taco, no peek just yet.
Oh, he's got to look
to be aware of everything.
Man.
Wow, he comes out late. Nice timing from Taco.
Yeah, big round for Taco. Denying those first 2 players as they pushed up into the box halls, and then also just staying tucked on 1 HP. You can see the uncertainty that he sowed in the brain of Henny as he was flicking and flipping back over towards Z, finds timing, knocks it down, and just like that, MIBR break onto the scoreboard early.
Scary round. It's good that they didn't maybe force the issue and try to get the bomb too early, put their team in a precarious spot. So MIBR win the rounds. They win it by elimination there. So no bomb plan on the round. They buy up. They spend most of their money, but FURIA, because they didn't have to upgrade, are totally fine. They buy into the op. They have lots of nades left over. Only half armor on everybody and 1 kit, but for the most part, they're going up against AKs. And again, they still have the majority of their very important utility. That is their smokes. And I think they still have a Molotov, yeah.
Everything's still par for the course here in round 4.
Indubitably.
Vinny's dodging grenades. Staying up close on Pop Dog, and my eyes fall on Ivy. I think this is going to be the turning point of the round, perhaps. But it looks like FURIA are going to forego that Ivy fight. Really welcome MIBR to get close enough to the site. And what I really like is that once you get that close, it's almost like an instinct to follow through with the commitment onto the A bomb site, which FURIA are very much prepared for. Look at this. They're getting aggressive inside of T-Con. Nobody's to the left. They're all wrapped around this next corner. And the further they go, the closer they get. The first one's bagged. Henny hits the shot and the follow-up from Castorado. There is a third player in Fallen, and he has that bomb, so he has to win these duels, or else that bomb is going to be cut off from the two other Ivy players who are also starting to pressure Henny. From both directions, he's being hit, but Vinnie, up from above, guns them down. And FURIA right back with another round win.
Man, my monster spray from Vinnie just melted them like a fountain of chocolate. That was it.
Ooh.
They were off.
Do?
Yeah, just makes your mouth water to see these creamy M4A1 bullets coming out to stop the Ivy aggression. Well done. The M4A1 commercial right there, folks.
I put a pot of hot fondue chocolate in front of you, Launders. You can choose one fruit to eat it with. What do you pick?
Of course it's bananas.
All right. What about
And then
strawberries?
it's strawberries.
Okay.
You owe me a soda.
Don't you mean a pop?
True. But I didn't want to betray the colloquial phrasing that we're all used to, that we grew up learning. But that's true. I didn't mean pop, because I'm Canadian. We're Canadian, so we say pop. Northern Americans in the Midwest, the northern part of America, say pop as well. It's not weird. Okay, there's a lot of people who say pop. It's not that weird.
It's weird.
It's probably
But
it's a little weird.
So it would be believing in MIBR right now, because to be fair, just pistols yet again. Not a fun place for them to be in, but they signed up to play this game. It's the nature of the beast. Castorada's going to line up a lot of bodies right here. There's two easy pickings, the third and the fourth downtown. Taco's still standing. He's going to go to the USP. Tippity taps his way to the graveyard as there's some sort of an answer. And all the while, KNG, what's he doing?
He said, I'll see you at the bomb site a little bit later.
Oh, did you guys say A? Comes in from Z, falls at the hands of Art, and FURIA lead by 3. 4-1.
What's the buy looking like? Are we in op territory? I mean, he could op if he wanted to, op half armor. Looks like KNG will indulge. Don't think that would be traded because he's going to be low on nades. KNG, great T-side opper, of course, so why not? Time to put one on the board. Full nade sets here for FURIA. They're at max strength. And Fur is not. All right, he's manufactured an opening kill on the sandwich player, no less, and on Castorado, no less. That's an important scalp to take. It opens up the site a lot more. As you can see, the smokes on the mini-map in Sandwich and E-Box. The only thing that wasn't denying them vision was Castorado at that point. So now they're worried about Olaf. They're worried about anything that was in front of Sandwich, but they pushed up on the left side, so they have some of that vision back.
This is a big opening for MIBR. We're 6 rounds deep. They got that one round versus the lackluster buy of FURIA when they tried to use what they had already purchased for the follow-up round, the freebie. But this is a 5v4 in a full-fledged gun round. A good chance to crack back into the score, but proactive play over towards that B site. That's going to enable them to cheat a player back through Z onto A. And with a scope down range in Henny, oh my God, he shoots his toes off. KNG is going to be disbalanced as he tries to work his way into the site. 1 health for him, 7 on Fur. Another dink? Are you kidding? This is incredible. These players, 3 of them shouldn't be alive, and now one of them finally falls. That's Fallen himself. Yuri, he's on the bomb site trying to deny any sort of a plant. TRK just beneath him gets shut down, and Fur and KNG, I mean, they're frozen in fear because of their low HP. But KNG tries to move this one forward, gets the first, dies to the op up close, and we've got Henny trying to clutch 7 seconds. He just needs to survive. There's no time for the plant. He's just got to dodge them. The dance of death with Taco. He succeeds despite the time. He gets it. 5-1 for FURIA.
Let that one sink in. Oh my God, he got away. I can't. How did FURIA win this round in the first place? Well, first of all, it looks like they had their chances. They did like 300, nearly 300 damage to 3 people. Didn't kill a single one of them. They also rotated to stack inner that round. Worked on a flank, but as that flank was coming out, MIBR picked the correct opportunity to execute outside, so it looked great. And that comes down to the last second, and Taco can't get one bullet in on his running spray as Henny runs from the site. That's a 1v3 to his name because of that.
Big moves, man. Big moves. And again, we were talking about the importance of that round. I mean, think about what hinged on it. That was the gun round they'd had hoped for. The 5v4 to start it off, now trying with the little that they had, still finding a little bit of footing. I mean, this is going to be something that they should have never won. Yuri responds back with another good headshot. Vinnie trying to focus forward on this. It's a 1 versus 2, and he is so fixated on the first player that he opens himself to the side, but he needs to decide which angle to hold. It's a tough one. He knows he's being distracted by KNG. That is the sole purpose. Excuse me, Taco. But now things slow back down because Vinnie has done a good job of skating into safety, slides back into the site. He is going to be caught in this lane, though. They're going to peek at a distance. He has the scope of the AUG, and he opts not to use it. Taco with the headshot. MIBR with the round win that should have never been.
Man, that's nuts. I mean, even just that 1v2, there's so much to talk about right there. I love how Vinnie tried to reclaim presence on that round. Meanwhile, MIBR used that bait in KNG to try to get them to double up again since they were low HP, and then pulled off the eventual double peek on Vinnie as he was falling back into safety. So much good done there from both sides, but because MIBR had the man advantage, I'm happy to see that they closed it out too.
And a gift from the gods. MIBR winning that round when they should have no business doing so. Now only have a double scout set up ahead of them. That's big. The grenade too, in fact. Good bit of softening damage done.
Yeah, they've malleted them down a bit for the scouts. Anything but 100 HP is scary on rounds like these. Kernel defense on the A site, top of the trains, lots of vision. There's a few exploitable weaknesses, but you want to take these risks when you have pistols. Split up into Ivy makes the most sense. Hardest to hold here with the pistols. Especially since FURIA have been taking a more reserved approach, watching their backs as opposed to playing in Ivy.
Whoa, that would have been a lineup of the year, but just the one from Henny. That's all that happens here. Fallen laying down the law with the op at a distance. It's going to allow MIBR to close the gap, get onto the bomb site, and even plant their bomb. So a third round for MIBR most certainly. And this is huge for them because there was a world not long ago where it seemed like FURIA had gotten through the gun rounds and were going to ride that wave of momentum all the way across town. But a round they had no business winning is what puts us in this situation where MIBR looked good.
Some pretty incredible shots being hit, I mean, from everybody. The weirdest part about this whole situation for MIBR is, like, there's always somebody who's playing extraordinarily well. You know, Fallen's been inconsistent, Fur has been pretty consistent, but, you know, people are dropping off at different times, and obviously they simply don't have Cold Zera, you know, which people forget. It's just like, he to this day is still, you know, playing his top 10 game or whatever. So it's not like it's easy to fill his shoes. But they've had problems other than that are that are convoluting what people perceive to be the actual issues, and you wonder though when you watch some of these rounds, you're like, damn, they still have what it takes, but it seems like they all can't play well together at the same time.
Big picks, easy openings, and the follow through looks good. Bomb plant, only one casualty. You'll take that trade any day. Caserado's scout may be ready to give us a clip or two. Oh, Vinnie. Shooting the feet out from underneath Taco.
And Taco had no idea. Was falling back the right idea? He was, yeah, he really just accepted his fate there. Just got his kneecap shot off, thrown on the river.
I think Vinnie is one of the happiest Counter-Strike players we have in the scene.
Yeah, his name's Vinnie too, so he's like Italian mobster, shoots his kneecaps off, throws them in the river.
Hey, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm walking here, huh?
A fourth for MIBR. On the T side. Great start. This is nice. We're starting to watch the machine, the war machine of MIBR really start shifting gears.
Mm-hmm. I like this timing for the timeout. Definitely around where I'm curious what they'll decide to try to change. Everything's been very dynamic, so I wouldn't harp too much on things they've tried because some of their plays are like valid plays, but the timings have been weird with MIBR. MIBR are doing this thing where they're executing, but they're pulling back for like 30 seconds, then re-executing on the same site. They've done that twice, so FURIA, I think they'll consider that. But you know what? Even on that round where they decided to go 3B and then try to retake towards A and Henny won that 1v3, that was actually so well done considering MIBR were holding back for 30 to 40 seconds. They gave him enough time
Fair point.
to rotate out, get B information, and come back before MIBR took A. And it's almost as if FURIA were happy to see that they took A, and they just made that play with 3 people just in case.
Flashbang central over here towards T-Con. Not going to work out to the favor of Fur. In fact, TRK's flash is counted as an assist against his teammate.
Vinnie is such a reliable player. You really, it's hard not to love him.
Ooh.
There's Taco gets a bit of revenge, but there's an instant trade, so they maintain. Plus, KNG is nice and low. I think it's been seared to a crisp earlier in the round by a Molotov.
They've got this 3-direction split coming in on A. It's just a matter of finding the timings and, more importantly, finding the headshots. TRK still 0 kills. There it is. Breaks the curse versus Art. That's going to force the feet forward from Caserato, and KNG creeps on Ivy 2. Henny not ready for that. AK up close. Caserato exposed to both sides. He knows he's in a tough situation, but is able to just back up and focus forward, and still takes the head of TRK.
Oh.
Nice foot shot from KNG. Yuri,
Winnable.
bat. 30 seconds left over as bomb has to work its way up. Both players 100 health. Fallen swinging the off, and Fallen's at a distance. He's able to get into the ladder and duck right back out. Smoke means he's gonna get closer.
And now Fallen officially has no idea where he's gone.
A fake plant and a sprint to B. Go, go, go.
Holy crap, he's really pushing the limit here. He's gonna get the bomb down. If he gets it left side train, yeah, you can actually play back.
He hears the footsteps on top of the train too, and he should have heard that drop. 100%. Fallen's able to wrap back around it. There's no utility in this play. It's going to come down to the shot. Fallen, he's going to have to nail this. And you can see Yuri starting to figure it out, gets the best of him. The rounded train, Mohan. It gives you more vision when players try to play behind it, and that's how Yuri picks up this clutch.
Definitely a matter of angles there. I do think that Yuri, I feel like Yuri half anticipated Fallen to make a move like that because he is so comfortable in that combat opping, like CQC style. And in the 1v1s, he always tries to be in the least expected position, not the optimal position. And but as you can see, feet, he saw them so early. So he was potentially just a little bit patient there, but it seemed like he was trying to wait out the walk back around on that angle, and it paid off. A good try. Really interesting round. A 1v2 there for Yuri.
Ooh.
Wow.
Later, Fallen. He gets dropped by Henny and his corpse charred. And he's going to smoke that one off. I've always felt like the B bomb site would have better post plants if that oil train was just a normal train. Oh. But, I'll let you think about that one while Vinny holds the line. Takes the time to tag the wall.
You got to appreciate that. They can hear that at the top of the ladder. Now they're tilted.
It's like spitting on him.
Yeah, it's dropping your hands in the ring. Psychological warfare.
But, you know, health pandemic, you can't spit on strangers anymore.
It's true.
Darn.
Listen, it's Vinny, okay? He'll shoot your kneecaps off and throw you in the river. Don't mess with this kid.
Oh, there it is. Man, he's even toying with the idea of flying up that ladder. I know it. I'm inside Vinny's head. I know how the man thinks. If Fur keeps playing this dangerous game, he's coming
First
for
pissed
you.
because he knows he'd do the exact same thing in Vinny's position.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. If Fur had more health, it'd be the inverse. Oh man, they're gonna save.
Fur's like, you watch my demos, kid.
And that's that.
Wow.
MIBR gonna call it off. Okay, I was ready for a clash. I was ready for the execute. I mean, if you think about how close they were at one point on the exit of Ivy, like, okay, sure, Fallen, he did die early to the op duel, the straight up 1v1. However, think that with the smokes and the boost that they did over the server inside the hallway, like there was a world where MIBR definitely could have made a sprint for that A site, but a reserved decision to walk away, and we will have to respect that. They've got the 4 rounds on the board already. As our fun fact master told us, the last time these teams matched up on train, it was 16-4 to the favor of FURIA. So MIBR know that they've already done a decent enough job, but that they have also been locked out in the past. So I respect it. Save, rebuy, everything's fine. And another op duel coming out here from Fur. He tries to move his feet quickly towards T-Con, but he's stuck. Oh my God, he doesn't know where he is.
Holy crap.
He is lucky that nobody
high.
caught him.
Yeah. I don't even know how that happens. I think he was so disoriented, he thought he was jumping around the corner to leave T-Con, I'm guessing. Get all the way back to spawn. Ends up almost sacrificing himself completely. Gun sticking out. Wow, fast reactions. Good night, TRK. You did nothing wrong, kid. You tried your best. It was a good shoulder peek.
You joined the server. That's where it all went wrong. But that's not true, because it hasn't been all wrong for MIBR. Just in the most recent round, seems like FURIA have gotten their legs back beneath them. Yuri to the top rope. He's got someone covering his upper peak, so he's very much just focused on ramp. Despite being blind, still kills Fur. Ooh, Taco.
Whoa.
He gets the further of the 2 kills, so Yuri's still afforded a little bit of close proximity. Tries to swing around the M4, but he too taken out of this one. So it's Fallen and Taco on top of each other. Too much lettuce falling out the sides. A couple of smokes and a flashbang to try and make this retake happen. They're just waiting for some sort of a push, waiting for that first one to fade so that they can continue forward on their endeavor, get that one step closer. Deep smoke over towards ramp. That's going to block Fallen out of the post plant. Vinny, he's going to creep and crawl, try to get the backside of Taco, who dies already. So now Vinny's just going to try to basically body block, but Fallen finds 2 backs turn, and the time is getting low. Fallen, that could have been the crucial kill. He just needs to get the diffuser off of it, swapping to the AK, killing KS Dorado, and ultimately winning the round. Fallen does it 1v3.
Wow. He ends up going down, but what a mess. Holy crap. I mean, this is where Fallen's the most comfortable. So you love to see him work like that in a situation like that, but wow. I mean, he made the play he needed to make. This is the only thing he could do. He had no time to rotate around. He had to go through the smoke, get that first kill, jump out. I mean, prayed that the op shot missed, and then there was no one covering the plant. Switched out to the rifle. I mean, it's a lot of thinking per second there that Fallen did, as messy as it was for FURIA and from their perspective. I mean, he really had to pull out all the stops in terms of creativity to make sure he locked that one up.
Walking into the crosshair of the op. Misses the mark. If he goes back for more, there's a lot more eyes set towards him, but he, curves a bullet around the corner and nearly gets the one falling from the sky. No scope goes astray. Vinnie tries to maintain control of the bomb site, but there's already so many T's flooding forward. Look at Fur, Mac 10 in their faces. They can barely breathe, smothered by the aggression here of MIBR, but it is just one player. The rest of them hold on for the post plant, including Taco, who's so far deep in box halls that he's waiting for the flank. It's not coming. FURIA, they're all in on the straightforward retake. A second kill for TRK here. This is huge. His third in the round. And that's him bursting onto the scoreboard because he's had a hell of a hard time getting it going here on Train.
Yeah, they're going to have to turn it back out. Man, Art, I feel like there's a world where he hits both those kills. You saw how patient he was on the second player coming out of heaven, too. Slightly missed that flick. Could have made a world of difference. But either way, the pop explode here makes the most sense for MIBR versus that op. However they read it, if they decided that no matter what the setup was, they were going to try it, it ends up being the right call. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they, had a good idea about the adjustment that FURIA were going to make. And as you pointed out, TRK, a couple of great entries, just deny anyone else from even trying to retake. Closing moments of the first half now, and MIBR close in on a very respectable T side, but one where you think, man, they probably could have had an even better T side. They look really good sometimes.
Yeah, they have to be happy with what they got. But I agree, there's a world where it's more. Remember, though, that it was a round with just pistols that they even managed to break away from what was the initial barrier of FURIA's defense. So they realize that Lady Luck has graced them with a little bit, but here we have it. An attempt back on the outer yard. KNG's getting dinked, and he doesn't know where from. He knows there's a player back Ivy, but I don't think he realized it's Vinnie again inside of these smokes, toying with the USP. Another 3v2 man advantage made possible by FURIA's pistols. Yuri at the top of the ladder. Art swaps out guns, finds them turned. Vinnie's back in with his pistol. It's as vanilla as it gets for Vinnie, and still so delicious. Taco, his back is turned to the player who's about to lurk out. 19 health. A single shot should be enough to drop him. He's got eyes on Vinnie. He takes more damage, but still stands. Taco has a chance here. Looking to close the half with as many rounds as they can. The shadow gives it away, but Vinnie, what are you made of, man? 3 frags off the USP here in round 14.
He's man of the match for me already. If FURIA win this, of course. But at this point, no, on Vertigo, making so many plays, he's very often won his opening duel, especially when it comes to fighting in ladder. He shut down rounds completely, forced 3 players to save because it couldn't take him out ladder. Here, he makes such a smart play sitting on top of back 6, inside of the smoke after he gets the kill, doesn't drop off even though Fallen comes to hunt him down, because then he doesn't have a play to get another sneaky kill. He stays up there with his USP and makes it 2 more.
Here's Art trying to hang on to the outer yard. This is a lot of pressure. Tenacious play from MIBR. Oh, Vinnie turns his head away. Fallen could have extended and just blindsided him, but still both players are up until that. Taco from downtown with the Mac 10 takes more shots to the head. He's on 22 HP, swapping to the AK and falling in the end. FURIA, 3 rounds, the advantage on the CT side of Train. It wasn't perfect for either side, but it's left us with a close game that nobody can really call. So you'll have to stay tuned, folks, and we'll be back with the second half after a break.
Remember what you said to me. I'm the light of your life, but you treat me so recklessly. I hope you feel what that's like. It's time for you to take your things, 'cause it's over. You can cry on my shoulder, waste my time, and I told ya, just leave me alone, just leave me alone, just leave me alone, just leave me alone, just leave me alone. I've had enough, I've given up, get out my way. You think it's tough, no think again. can cry on my shoulder. Waste my time and I told ya. So leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I've had enough, I've given up, get out my way. You think it's tough, no think again, it's time to pay. I've had enough, so give it up, no you can't stay. So leave.
Welcome back, my friends, to the second half of the second map between MIBR and FURIA. FURIA sitting a map up and leading by 3 here as they start the offensive side of Train. A tall task ahead, perhaps. We shall see. They've got some utility and they've got early numbers going towards the inner bomb site. But hold on, look at this offensive being thrown up by MIBR. They've already established a headshot. And seeing as TRK only has 6 kills in this map, that's a good time to pick one up. 5v4 in the pistol.
Yeah, he stood around for the fight. Nobody's giving him another shoulder peek, so it looks like they're waiting, I think, to sell this almost as a fake, or maybe want to try to trap him. But they put presence on Ivy, which should sell as a big fake towards outside since TRK stood out there for so long. They're making noise now. Taco's tucked into the site, but dropping another player means that nothing is going to be that convincing.
A couple more pistols trying to clap at a distance. Here's Taco out from the corner. Maybe jumps the gun, but I mean, so be it. If he's the only casualty, then this is an excellent situation for MIBR, but Yuri's still trying as he can. Yup. Nope. Gets executed from behind, and MIBR pick up second pistol. This is great for their CT side, especially considering the success of the first half.
Yeah, it is. And it looks like, we might have a tie match now, and there's a lot to learn about how comfortable FURIA are on their T side. Now, it's sad to see Vinnie not on an SG. This is a guy who's using it well before it got made even cheaper. This guy who loved this gun, and it was something that powered him up on maps like Train as well. Oh my God, Taco! His aim has been delicious. He is doing so much good with just this MP9. Not an ace.
Money.
But honestly, go for it, my friend.
Money.
Put a little cilantro on that and hit the 5th kill. But Vinny's like, no, that's the last thing you're going to get, my friend. I'm going outside to win this round.
I'm going to feed that one to Fur. Excellent usage of the MP9 there. 1 magazine, 4 kills, 3 of which by way of headshot. So, hello, Taco. We see you. Keep it going, bucko.
Yeah, 17 frags. He was super crispy. The only blunder that he had was dropping the spray on Henny in a very tense situation, running around the train. Apart from that, he's been delivering on all fronts. And yeah, MIBR aren't in the driver's seat, but their CT side it can be pretty difficult to read. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do here.
They're definitely making a reach for the wheel. We're going to take this car down a cliff, though. FURIA. Going to fly out this B bomb site, perhaps. KNG's ready for it. The defense comes in the form of him and Taco. Taco's still on that MP9. The garden hose. But because there has been 0 pressure at that A site for 2 rounds in a row, they've also got Fur added to the tally here. He's going to try and throw out that Molotov while his 2 teammates fire off, and Taco good for another double, but Yuri does the exact same with the better weaponry. So much damage still added to the players who are standing for FURIA. All 3 have to be cautious here. Little smoke spam as they chuck bomb over to the site, flash through, and denied. Henny gets the kill, and he knows that utility came from a helping hand inside of Z, so he could be ready for the last kill, which is in fact fallen. Potential clutch in the cards. Ooh. And down he goes. The headshot connects. Excellent round from Henny. Well done from Furia. I mean, again, I think I'm getting flashbacks to Vertigo, Mohan, in the sense that at no point did any of those 10 players think that something other than a B hit was going to happen.
Yeah,
it's not a
good
surprise.
point. Yeah, it's not a surprise. That was a wonderful flash dodge there by Henny. You got to say, first standing in that smoke, running around. He was asking to be fired, to be sprayed at, but then calling for the flash as he knows he has the CT's attention was a good play. But Henny, off an amazing reaction, turns perfectly to come back and kill and then get a kill to follow. And that chain reaction of him getting a kill afterwards is what seals up the round and makes it look so dominant for Furia in the first place. Ow. On the pistols. Fallen has the op. You know, this is the guy I want to follow around on this Legion side because he will find kills. That's a beautiful trade from Yuri.
And poor Taco just on that USP, but there's another player here. Oh yeah, and it's KNG. Oh no! A bit of a blunder. He finds Yuri with a Molotov in hand, absolutely unsuspecting target, a deer in the headlights. But he gets skewered by the antlers, pinned against the wall, eviscerated. That one's going to sting.
That one's going to sting. I know we all want to dogpile on KNG right now. I feel terrible. I think we've all been here, okay? We've all been here. Oh, God. He's just drawing his silhouette with a chalk outline, okay? But not actually killing the guy first. So that's sad. That happens, but it happens. And I'll say, it happens a lot with a deagle. Usually not the whole mag, but sometimes 3-4 bullets. My heart goes out to you, KNG.
I think we've all been there.
We have.
Whoop. Dodging the op. KNG no longer working with just a deagle. And Taco, the top fragger. Well, he's playing with the idea of peeking around that corner, but he should not. There are AKs trained on him. And eventually, Furia are going to have to make their move. So here comes KS Dorado, getting ever closer, putting a smoke past it, and enabling Taco to go for the peak while KNG locks down ramp. And Taco wastes no time dropping down into this. So 3 easy kills, it seems, for MIBR. The 4th added to the top, and the op closes shop. That is MIBR on 9.
On the one hand, you can hit a site repeatedly and hope that a team can't fix their mistakes and then try to change it up once that happens, but then run the risk of being a bit predictable when you decide to change it back to A. Or you could try to fake the site and then maybe bait the rotations into the fear that MIBR are going to assume it's B once again. And that might work out a little bit better. But kind of trying the same thing and expecting MIBR to not change anything at all, maybe it was a bit of a mistake. Well, okay. Well, here's a wrench in the plans, right? Because he goes out for a very normal pick, but loses the op and doesn't get a kill, and makes it a 5v4. So now suddenly Furia, if their plan is that they just like B more, they want to go back for it, they have a much better chance of entering in here. The other thing I find is interesting, though, is Taco's by far and away the best player on the server right now for MIBR, and he has been locking down B with 2 kills almost every single round. But most of the time, they're still losing because of his teammates. But still, Furia love the site.
Big headshot. Fallen still going to be in a playmaker position. He's got backs turned. Oh my God, he's still alive despite walking into what could have been 3 crosshairs. Not destined to stand for long. However, here comes Spur inside of the flames. He knows he needs to commit to the fight. And Taco, well, he said it's been the fault of his teammates. Mohan, he finds himself all alone.
Yeah, and no, here's a round where he's got 109 ADR so far. And his teammates have gotten 2 kills, but this is a good kind of fake out from Furia. They get the first kill, so MIBR doubled down on the fear that it's going to be the B site. And as we can see on the mini-map, 2 players dying in rotator spots out of Z means they weren't comfortable on the A site. Absolutely no one watching Ivy. Fallen was the one to take presence side T-con control, so they were not prepared for this whatsoever. And Furia threw their outside smokes via inner as well. So they dropped one in the back of Z so that they could help themselves rotate out through ladder and make some space and eventually trade out Fur and friends. So I think, it's a drastically important kill that KNG drops on that push, as legitimate as the peak is, just because I think that was like a defining moment for MIBR in their strategy. They shut down B so well. They could force FURIA to think about going A. FURIA are probably a little bit scared of B, but then they get the 5v4 and both their options are open once again.
Quick one. FURIA trying to charge headstrong into this A bomb site. Art doing a good job of dodging bullets inside of the smoke and just continuing forward here until finally Fur will put a stop to the first. A second at bat and Yuri is down. And now a 4v3 set to unfold to the favor of MIBR. But the problem here for FURIA is that they're already committed to the site. Their players were already prepared to trade forward off of that initial bit of success. The start of it stopped and the tail end of the caboose kept rolling. Fur finding another one blindsided, so Henny having to clutch this in a 1v4 with 10 HP. I think not. FURIA, they found the open door, Launders, but it seems it was spring-loaded, and once they got halfway out, it very quickly clamped down on them.
Nothing wrong with throwing in a fast outside exec, and as we can see once again by the minimap, they made a lot of progress. But where was the back six flash for Art? You know, once he's at the point of hell, getting that far that fast without any teammates dying and getting through sandwich while his one of their teammates already gets a kill. How come there's no more supporting flashes to help them transition from spot to spot? Why are they forcing him to take a fight dry into Ivy when they're trying to pincer it? So that flash could have been valuable for both the Ivy guy and the guy back six. And there's players in TCON that hadn't been hurt yet. Just a little bit more utility there. I think they could have had a much better execute.
Well, some Tech 9s. And only a couple of flashbangs. That's what they're going to try to rock and roll with to get down to the B bomb site. But a Molotov and a strong defense is a stern warning. 2 more kills to the tally, and it is just Yuri left over here. So FURIA, their lead now near non-existent. We started this half 9-6 to the favor of FURIA, and now only 1 point separates us as MIBR hit 11.
No, we had the 11-4, but this time MIBR pick up the pistol. On Vertigo, called into question FURIA's T-sides and how comfortable they were in general. And it feels like their problems have manifested in different ways here on this T-side, but they still look kind of uncomfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? Big letters for big players. FURIA are the only Western team in Masters with more capital letters than lowercase letters in their in-game name. I guess there's no interesting stats to bring up.
Mohan, how come Launders is all lowercase? Why not?
It
a
used to
capital
be
L?
when originally it was all uppercase. That's how I made the name first. It was all uppercase, and then yeah, I just changed the typography of it as I got older. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because you mumble, so you know you're not allowed to use all caps. You're not a screaming
type. It could be. Yeah, sometimes I'm yelling.
Launders. It's not Launders. Not like Scrawny out here on this A site. KS Dorado already trying to get out yet again, but they are stopped pretty quickly. Fire will do that to you. Art, though, still finding angles here. Instead of playing up the train lane, he gets over to the bomb site itself and peels one off at the side of Z. So 5v3 until that grenade hits the mark. KS Dorado at a second chance for the duel, taking a dink, but still taking names. And here comes Taco, 27 frags. As he interrupts the bomb plant, Yuri's gonna go back at it, and neither Taco nor Fallen can find line of sight. Despite these 3 Ts being tagged up already, they still stand tall, and they stand high, one of which on top of the TCON train.
Yeah, top of the TCON train is the most kind of key position here. He'll get initial contact. Cover the bomb site on both sides now. Yeah, Taco can't even try this. Another round where he's got 2 kills, but no chance of winning.
Damn. And you start to feel for him. Individually, this is a huge map for Taco. He's putting up the numbers. And even in this round, he came into the bomb site, which had already been compromised, and starts picking up pieces, trying to clean up the mess.
Yeah. I'm honestly,
just, you know,
I'm a little bit weirded out by, it feels like FURIA are doing something similar, or sorry, it was their CT side last game. That was a bit weird. In this map, it kind of feels like Art is like, all right, I'm gonna make a play, everyone play around me. And he runs out to the front of bomb train and everybody follows him. And he's just confident in his space creation abilities, not dying abilities, like get 1 kill ability that everyone else can play around him. It's working, but it's also made for some kind of strange rounds.
Of course, and I understand why you get confused between the T and CT side of Vertigo, because that CT side, Launders,
They played it like
at
a
times
T-side,
felt
yeah.
like a T side, exactly. And now that's transitioned into the same flavor for this half. You know, we didn't get that when they were defending on train, understandably.
They're being a bit, it looks like MIBR are just reading this so correctly. You know, no noise outside. FURIA have been rushing outside with a lot of grenades. This time they cut presence entirely, and now MIBR quite simply do the smart thing and rotate 3-inner.
Flashbangs on point. Taco, easy pickings on the first one, and great follow-up damage. So again, he finds his impact, plus 150 ADR. TRK has eyes above, but thank goodness for him, KNG can find Yuri, who had already snuck past him. And that op through smoke drops bomb. Disgusting. MIBR, 4 survivors as they're going to take a 12th round. And it comes from the backline opping of KNG after Taco had heavy impact.
KNG could have been holding T-Con if somebody had thrown the smallest fake. You know, the guy who's most susceptible to rotating is the guy who's the fastest rotate. He'll go in and out of Z to watch upper B or to watch T-Con. And if FURIA had thrown anything to try to sell a fake, then they could have grabbed his attention and maybe had a better time getting into the B site. Also, there may not have been 2 players pushed up close with rifles waiting for their entrance. But man, did this look extremely predictable from the perspective of MIBR, because they rotated so early, no hesitation, and got extremely comfortable. I think that FURIA have been made it very clear. On rounds they go outside, they throw a lot of grenades. Oh my God. And the rounds where they're going in or they cut noise. They've just done that too many times.
Wow. Look at this, also through smoke, the third one.
Oh, jeez.
2/3 of his op picks that round completely through smoke. So that sucks if you're FURIA. Feels
Indeed.
great for MIBR. That's going to put them in an excellent position. Look at the economy here from FURIA, near non-existent.
Yeah, they burn a lot of utility as well. They're not using it all to get into the B site. It would be used in the post plant. They're not even expelling it, though, as they enter. So I think they might be better off at least having somebody throw something small outside to pull one rotate. I mean, the B site is the easiest site to fake out. If you run into a B site on train with 3 people, you're really messed up.
Yep.
Especially in a 5v5, right? Because this is a site that people play with one person very comfortably and still win rounds all the time. Whoa, they bought.
All in. This is wild. I mean, you can see how limiting it is. They really couldn't afford too much. Armor, Deagle, and a smoke if you're lucky. Damn, that's ballsy, but really gunning for the 14th round, I suppose. FURIA, they want in now. Lock your doors. Hide the children.
Wash your hands.
All great advice, really. Take a shower while you're at it.
Why not? You smell bad.
I've got to say, the best thing about remote casting, Mohan, has been that I no longer have to smell you.
Yeah. They don't even try to do Ivy, but they've got the Ivy Opper staring down Ivy. At least cements the defense a little bit. Maybe makes it a bit easier for FURIA. So they threw someone to the other side. Oh my God, he crossed again.
Dude, this is tense.
Yeah.
You can see it. MIBR not moving. Looking to lock it down where it stands, but Art just, I mean, he looked way too easy of a pickup on that one. Now, pressure comes out from ladder. Oh, wow. Okay, that's the kill. That's the one. Pistols overwhelming Fur is one thing, but TRK getting his head cleaned off is a real issue. And KNG, he does stop plant. 20 seconds left over, and Taco's gotten himself into the mix on the 2v2. Yuri, he's going to want to plant this, but it looks like Taco's hunting for the feet. Down he goes, fallen. All that is left. 10 seconds on the clock as bomb is planted, sees the player over towards E-Box and gets into the cover, but because he is blind, he dies, and somehow FURIA make magic happen with such limited guns.
My faith was low at a certain point when all noise was cut there and they were about to entry out. I mean, just because they had low guns too, you know, that made it a little bit worse. But MIBR did not seem to move a muscle. So they had all of the correct people in the good positions outside to try to defend or trade out a bit better. But man, the 1D from Henny and then the instant kill from Yuri just locked it up. The guy top 6 could have easily made that a multi or shut down the pressure on that side. Imagine how much the clock bleeds down if he gets that kill. And also, MIBR shut down the Ivy guy who's supposed to be a lurk. Nothing hoodwinked them whatsoever. So that's a rough round for MIBR. For FURIA, they're wiping sweat off their brow. But I personally still don't think they're through the woodwork. I think that this could get scary in the next round. And you would hope that MIBR do save because I think they still have a chance to pull this back. Because in my opinion, their CT side is looking a lot better than FURIA's T side.
They decide not to go in on the buy with this. Oh, it's going to be tough. FURIA, they made it work with limited tools, and MIBR opts not to even try. Just the pistols. Single flash on KNG, but at least they've called the stack correctly. I mean, this is one of those wonky, wild rounds that could somehow work out. It helps that they get the 5v4 first. I mean, it's curious to see how much FURIA are going to try to force the issue here. Fur's grabbed himself a second kill, so we stay even on the 3v3, and they still have cover on the train. Yuri and Henny, those are the kills that matter. They clean up shop, they figured it out, and they decide to just go all in. You want to fight? Let's fight. 5v5, FURIA find 15.
Wow, outside, last chance. They've got not a lot of money here. So even them MIBR are saved. They're going to be on half armor. They're upgrading to their guns, but they're low on utility. No upgraded pistols, not a single kit on the board. They've got to play preventatively now. If they allow the bomb to go down, their odds are quite low. We know FURIA do like to play inner sometimes. And I don't know what their plan is this time around, but MIBR decided to go aggressive. It might be a smart move. Or no.
Damn, Art. Yeah, at least able to get that first one. Luckily, they did go in with 2, but now Yuri's trying to create this phase 1 better, and he gets shut down. So KS Dorado removed from the top of the train. This is huge. MIBR creating a clash outside and coming out better for it. But Vinnie, he evacuates the route towards the B site, and he's going to commit to this while that bomb tries to find its positioning. Molly outside of Z, smoke down lane. He sees the CTs committing, and KNG's out into the open. Another attempt from Vinnie here. The balls on this man. 1v2. Henny. Oh my God, he gets fallen in the open. And now Fur, with a health disadvantage, is nowhere to be found. So this bomb plant comes through too. Or does it? Henny doesn't use the time to plant.
Oh,
and timing. Timing is a fickle mistress.
Oh my God, is he going to push all the way in? Does he actually get away with this? Fur's going to back up to the point. Yeah, he's going to go towards heaven, but he won't spot him. Holy smokes.
They trade bomb sites. What is this tomfoolery?
And he's probably thinking he went for the big plant. He's probably going to plant.
Yep.
Yeah, back bomb.
Henny just spinning there, trying to find it. And Fur, oh no, he still thinks it's B. Now he realized. Yeah, okay, he's coming. And Henny, interesting position to try and play this. I like it. He's ready for the peak. And just like that, Henny exchanging bomb sites with Fur is how FURIA pick up this series. 2-0 in the end. It was looking like MIBR had this CT side on lock. You know they did enough in the first half, Mohan, but it really boils down to round 26. Yuri and Co decide to force buy with what they can. We kind of question the decision, and Yuri comes in with a crucial 4K, including the bomb plant, doing all the work he had to on that outer yard. And with that, the momentum follows through, and we've got FURIA 2-0.
To be honest, it feels like it's individual play that is holding MIBR back. There was just so much of substance we saw on that CT side that would make you think they could beat really good teams on Trey. And I was kind of surprised, honestly, that FURIA ended up closing out that game because they did not look that comfortable. Even on that last round, it had to be a 1v2. There were plenty of individual plays that got them across the finish line. And that'll happen in Counter-Strike, but it shouldn't happen to a team like MIBR that are not only very good at train, very storied together, but also have tons of talent.
And I would argue that that same sentiment of MIBR looking good and kind of bringing it within reach could be applied to the first map of Vertigo as well. That second half didn't look too comfortable from FURIA. They were really trying to figure out their CT side, and because of the success of their offense, they just had to keep doing the same thing until it worked once or twice. But with that, FURIA take it. Their opening matchup in this group, they join Chaos. On the winner's side, we've got Liquid and MIBR sitting at 0-1, and that's it for the North American coverage for today. That's it for DreamHack Masters, except for our excellent analysts, of course, who will be taking control of the show right after the break.
FURIA may have walked away with the 2-0 here against their brothers from Brazil in MIBR, but it wasn't as easy as maybe we thought it was going to be on Train. MIBR certainly showed a bit of class towards it, but the individual plays were not all there, and that means they suffer their defeat. But for FURIA, things were looking good from start to finish. The art pistol round is certainly something we want to see over and over again, a pure masterclass in all of the action that went down. But to look at this game in a bit more detail, I've got Potter and Pimp with me as always. And well, we were correct with the FURIA bloodbath going their way. They managed to get it done convincingly. But I think for MIBR, it's not the end of the world, all things considered, with a new player. We can take some positives from it.
Yeah, I think so. I think MIBR can be, I wouldn't say happy, right? At least they made it competitive, but we saw a little bit of a sign of life, I'll say, from the MIBR camp. Still not really impressed with TRK in this game. I think the first map was okay. He was excused. It's Vertigo. It's a new one. It's Furious map pick. Yeah. Train. He had opportunities, I feel, to have more impact. Maybe it's the first game, the nerves playing in here, but overall, a little bit disappointing debut for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say disappointing debut for me, actually, just because thinking about the history of MIBR's fifth, thinking about Myron, he absolutely had fragging capabilities. He was not consistently, but very often on the top of the leaderboard. So I don't think MIBR picked up TRK for his fragging abilities. It's probably a different piece that they're looking for as a unit, as a squad, to kind of collectively bring the squad together and find some sort of winning recipe for themselves. But I gotta say, FURIA, I am still so thoroughly impressed with this group of guys. Their trading ability and their eagerness to just get involved, get into the action, follow up Art's aggression, try to make something work out of nothing. Just thinking of that round where Yuri swings out, gets a 1 dig on top of the green train outside yard in a round that they had no business winning. This is the kind of magic that I love seeing out of FURIA. And I gotta say, though, they're probably a little lucky to be able to close out this train match.
Now, Pimp, you've got a bit of an art masterclass performed by Art himself that you wanted to talk through.
Yeah, let's just have a look at it, right? It's the lowest rated player from FURIA in this matchup. It was the lowest rated player from FURIA in this entire matchup. It's Art in the pistol round. When your lowest player is ready and able to do stuff like this with the USP, then you're just super, super good, right? These shots are so well done by Art, and he's such an aggressive player, a player that creates so much space for his teammates. So despite not having a great game statistically speaking, he still had a ton of impact. And I think that's one of the most important things about this FURIA lineup. The depth they have within their squad, that even the worst player in there can be so good, is really, really good for them.
Well, that phone is ringing and it's FURIA time. We've got the birthday boy, Vinnie, standing by. Vinnie, it must feel pretty damn good to win on your birthday, mate.
Hello, guys. I think the better gift we can have today.
So that game, right, you're going up against MIBR again. You managed to take a 2-0. We've got this beautiful birthday music for you as well. And the thing is, this, to me, just solidifies that you guys are the best team in Brazil right now. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. I think we just consolidated in all the matchups we had against them, and I think it's just pretty clear now. Yeah,
definitely.
How does it feel to be the best team in Brazil, right? MIBR has always been the team you guys were looking up to. I guess some of the players on MIBR have been your, dare say, idols throughout your beginning of your career. How does it feel to be the top dogs in Brazil? How does it feel to be the best?
It's not something that we kind of wanted to prove, because we want to be the best team in the world, no? But okay. I think we need to be the best team in Brazil before that. So I think we're just taking steps. But
It makes sense. It makes sense. You guys been looking super, super solid as of lately. Have you guys been spending this time, with all this online play to go through your map pool, to go through your practice, or have you guys just been working on your individual skill?
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Our squad didn't change, We're just practicing, seeing our mistakes, seeing what we can do new in the maps, and we're just improving.
It seemed like, Vinnie, your game plan going into this train versus MIBR was to be able to try to bully Taco towards that inner bomb site, but Taco wasn't having none of it. He did not want to get bullied today. What is the communication like on your side of things when your game plan doesn't seem to be coming together towards the end there? What was the adjustments? What did you guys talk about?
I mean, it didn't was my game playing specifically. It was more art, because we don't play like individually in this sort of thing. We're just like, let's go B and try to do some executes, but we kind of had like bad timing and stuff like that, so we need to adapt and go like towards the end of the game.
All right, well, Vinnie, you guys smashed it on this game in particular, right? And you said about wanting to be one of the best teams in the world, right? That's the next thing you guys want to be able to achieve. What do you think needs to happen for you guys to be able to achieve that goal?
I mean, you just need to keep working even harder and just getting more consistent and like in the future some wins on the tournaments.
And in terms of the North American region, who do you think is your biggest challenges in that? Because we're seeing such a bit of turmoil, like with Liquid not playing up to standard and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a great opportunity for you guys to really rise up and solidify yourselves in that #1 spot.
For us, especially, it will be EV Genesis, because we never managed to beat them, like ever. I don't know why, but every matchup just lost to them. So I think it's sort of like our bigger loss right now.
So that's one we got to look forward to for sure. Well, Vinnie, I'm going to let you get on and celebrate this win and celebrate your birthday. So a big happy birthday to you from everyone here on the desk and at DreamHack, and have a good rest of your day, mate.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
He's honestly like the happiest, most smiley player we get all the time. I love speaking to Vinnie. It's brilliant.
He reminds me a little bit of Steel, right? We all loved the Steel in 2015, 2016, all doing the interviews for Immortals, I believe it was back then. Luminosity, always smiling, always happy, and there's something about those guys.
Yeah, they got the right attitude with that. Do you know what? I was talking to you about it, Pimp, as well. It's so wild to think that. Imagine if MIBR got their hands on some of the FURIA players they wanted all that time ago. Yeah. We wouldn't even be in this situation right now, but it's like a simulation. I'd like to see where we'd be at now, whether that would even solve the problems here for MIBR.
It wouldn't. As I said to you, I really don't think it would. I think MIBR, if I gotta be completely honest with you, it's a bunch of legends of the game, right? They've been in there for so long. I think it's a cultural problem. They need an injection of new motivation within their lineup, and changing one player is not always enough in order to get that injection. So hopefully they can make this work with TRK over time. Let's give them some time. Let's not, paint the picture already now. But I would love to see MIBR go back to a point where they will be a legit contender to be one of the best teams in the world, or at least a legit contender to be the best team in Brazil.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we got the magic phone ringing once again. This time we're going to have MIBR's Taco with us. So Taco, obviously it's a tough loss to come off the back of here, but you've just added a new player to the team. My first question is just how much practice have you guys managed to be able to get with TRK?
Hey, hello guys, hello everyone. Hello everyone watching at home as well. Hope you are all safe. We had 5 days of practice with TRK. But I don't want to use it as an excuse at all, because literally he just took Mayern's positions and he was playing in the same positions as well when he was playing for Team 1. So I don't want to use that as an excuse. But of course he needs some time to adapt to our system. We need some time to adapt to the way he plays as well. Of course everything is really new, but I just don't want to use that as an excuse.
I respect it.
Definitely. Oh, sorry, Christine, go ahead.
Please. Okay. What are some of your expectations that you've set for yourself, or maybe you guys have discussed as a unit together, that's different than what they were for Mayern? Because I was just telling the guys on the desk that it did seem like Mayern had a lot of mechanical skill, a lot of talent following behind him, but obviously it wasn't what you guys were looking for. So what's different about TRK?
Yes, TRK, I would say that TRK is more ready to play in a team like MIBR. Mayern is a really, really good talent, very skilled and very good mechanically as well, just as you said. But in the end, it was hard to adapt in our system, and he knows that. Also, even though he speaks Portuguese, it's not the same thing. It's kind of different the way we were communicating with him, and it makes it kind of difficult for him to understand, and kind of difficult for us to understand as well, especially on high pressure situations. But yeah, I mean, I just think that TRK is more ready, and he deserved this chance for a while now. He deserved the chance to play for a good team, and I'm pretty sure that in the future he's gonna show why he's here.
All right, let's cut it to the bone. You know me, I'm an annoying guy. How long are we gonna give you guys? How long are we gonna give you guys before you guys are gonna show us some consistent result with MIBR? We just talked about it. It's been a while since you guys have been up there where it's really, really fun to be. I am pretty sure all of us agree that you can get there at some point. How long are we gonna give you guys before you guys are gonna give us some good results?
Not too much, because we don't want to wait too much as well.
Okay.
So definitely not too much. We are practicing really hard, and we are taking things very, very seriously. And actually, our results in practice, of course, it's not everything, but we are practicing very well. We are improving every day, and we feel it. Today we were really confident playing, but as you know, Pimp, you were a former professional player, so you know practice is not the same as a tournament match, an official match. So we still need this experience, you know. But I mean, we were very satisfied with this 5 days of practice with TRK. We actually we improved a lot, and we're gonna just keep improving, and we just need that experience on matches, official matches, and so not too long. You're not gonna have to wait too long. I hope so.
I'll give you a good month or maybe 2.
All right. Deal.
There you go. Pim's giving you a timing you're allowed there, Taka. Now, I've got one more question on this, because FURIA has bested you guys in a lot of the past series that you guys have played against them. They're looking like the best team in Brazil right now. Does that give you some extra motivation to fight for that spot back before going for the bigger spots of being North American champs, then going on to try and be the best in the world again?
Yeah, since I joined LG, that's the first time that we are not the best team in Brazil, and of course it feels terrible, and of course we don't want that, but we have to respect FURIA. We have to respect what they are doing as well. They are playing very well. They are winning against a lot of teams, and they are making grand finals, and they improved a lot in the past months, and we gotta respect that as well. But of course, in our side, we are not happy with that. We want to take the number 1 spot in Brazil at least, and I hope we can do it soon. They also have a play style that is very difficult for us to play against, because we play a very organized chess. I'm not saying that they don't play a very organized chess, but if you look at the history, we always had kind of trouble playing against teams that plays in a, I don't want to say messy, but in a way it's kind of messy, you know, like doing some chaos, and it's kind of difficult to play against. For us, it's kind of difficult to play against teams that has this style, but it's working for them, and that's the way they play, and we gotta find a way to beat them next time.
Well, we look forward to when that happens, mate. Thank you very much for your time as well, and best of luck for the rest of the games.
Thank you, Banks. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Pimp, as well. I hope you guys, like I said in the beginning, I hope you guys are all safe, and thank you everyone watching. Remember, we are still alive in the tournament. There are a lot to come, and I'm confident we're gonna win the next games and make it to the playoffs. And let's see what happens when playoffs arrives. It's another tournament, but let's take it step by step. And I'm very confident in my team and in my teammates as well. Like I said, we are working really hard, and I appreciate everyone's support, everyone that is watching from Brazil as well, everyone watching the game. I appreciate it, and I promise we're gonna show a better face for the next games.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Taco. 2 months from Pimp, but keep that head held high and stay confident, mate. Brilliant stuff there from Taco. Very honest from start to finish. Yeah, I respect it in everything that he was saying there, right? And his understanding of the situation they're in. It's certainly must be so hard for them to kind of deal with that, considering it's something they've not had to deal with for such a long time.
Yeah, just quickly want to follow up on what you're saying, right? That practice and official games are not the same. Surely they're not, and you can win all your practice games and then go into an official game and lose anyway. But they are usually a good indicator. I don't want people to think that practice games don't have a meaning, right? For a team to build up confidence in order to go into an official game and perform well, you need to do well in practice. It's not often that you have a team that is doing like really, really bad in practice, goes in and does well in the official game. So there's a correlation between the two. Obviously not saying that good in practice equal good in official games, but to me, it's a good thing to hear that they already now feel comfortable in the practice environment. So gives me a bit of hope, and maybe all they need is a month or two before we actually see them play super well again.
But just on that, Pimp, right, we've spoken to some players before as well, especially coming from the North American region, and a lot of them are kind of giving up that there's good enough practice out there in NA. Do you think that's probably a factor as well, hindering them?
I think it could be. I don't know what you think, Christine, right? But NA is not always the best practice over there. It's sometimes tough to find quality opponents to go up against.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think it has to do with the play style, kind of what Taco was saying. It's hard for their team to play up against an aggressive, young, eager FURIA, but that's literally the landscape of NA practice scrimming, right? Just scrimming through the smoke, scrimming up mid. So it certainly is hard when you don't have an opponent that's up to your par or approaching the game in the same manner that you are.
Well, it's time for one of our favorite moments. It's time to bring out the weatherman moment. So what have you guys got for us?
What I got around where MIBR, they didn't look too good, right? Just to set the scene right here, the score is 9-8 for FURIA, and this is a very important round for MIBR. What you're going to see transpire in a while is that FURIA's going to make the rotation towards inside, and as you can see, there's already 2 players inside for MIBR. So if we play out the clip, you can see the rotation is coming in from FURIA. Now, in this situation, MIBR has read the situation perfectly fine. The entirety of FURIA is up here ready to do an in execute, and as said, 3 players from MIBR is ready and waiting for it. If we just stop the clip right here, I would say in roughly 14 out of 15, maybe to make it easier, 9 out of 10 situations, FURIA should not be able to win this round. Now, if we play this round out, we can see that FURIA is not in a good position to help out with his teammates. He's not coming in that quickly enough. He tries to make the rotation. Even though Taco gets the first 2 kills, Yuri is still good enough to get 2 extra kills. And then FURIA, left by himself to fight, goes down to Henny. And if we switch to the point of view of Yuri, you can see how that goes down. MIBR completely reading the game correctly right here, having a good idea of how to deal with it, but not able to win the duels. That's maybe the lack of practice. That's maybe the lack of coordination we see from MIBR. That kill right there, number 2 from Yuri, that is so important on KNG and so well played. So despite MIBR having the right read, despite them doing basically everything right, they still need that little extra class there, say, to go up toe-to-toe against a team like FURIA.
Yeah. When you get those deagles out as well, like we saw in a couple of those rounds, it can get very scary when you're going up against the likes of FURIA. But it's time for us to look at what we saw go down today. I'm going to bring us right back to the very beginning, that G2 versus Heroic game. It was messy, it was confusing. I don't think I've seen a game like that of Counter-Strike in a very long time, and especially leaving the server when you think it's over, but it's not actually over. That was just wild.
Definitely not. And how many games afterwards you're interviewing the coach and he says, yeah, I'm going to be honest, they definitely should have won that game. We had no business finishing out that series. So it was wonky, but I think Heroic, I mean, of course it's going to burn and sting today, but tomorrow morning they're going to look back and review this demo and realize that was a lot closer. That series was a lot closer than I feel right now. So moving forward into this tournament, I think they're looking good.
And then we got Astralis going up against North. They really didn't show us their A game at all when that one came in, and Astralis, they looked great. And Yugi even putting up performances that maybe we didn't expect to see from him.
We saw Yugi play super well with the rifle. We saw him do clutches with the rifle. We saw him be very active in that game. And I think that was good to see that he's more than just this forgotten AWP star. As you said, North didn't do anything against Astralis. There was only 1 team on the server. And unfortunately for the other Danes in North, that was Astralis. A very dominant performance, 2-0 for them. And it seems like Astralis is just cruising through every single group stage they're participating in at the moment, despite having Glaive or not.
And that's a crazy thing, right? For Astralis to be able to do that with no Glaive, it shows the fact that the system inside of this team that they spoke about for so long can work, even with a 7-man roster and waiting for all the madness to go down where who's going to stay there or not. But while we're talking about Astralis, right, let's get on to our Corsair play of the day. We're going to take a look at Device being Mr. Consistent with the AWP and so smart at the end as well, using the M4.
He is just so fantastically good at playing this AWP. Doesn't need a lot to do it, and right here, picking up the M4, going for the 2 extra duels, he makes it seem so effortlessly. Device is without a doubt one of the very best players in the world, and especially on the CT sides. I think Device can crown himself as potentially be the best CT player in the world if he continues the level that he's putting up right now. I don't know about you, Christine, but it's not, it's not a simple highlight, it's not a KDS highlight, but it's still so satisfying to see how easy Counter-Strike can be at a relatively high level still.
Oh, for sure. And I love these kinds of highlights better. Sure, hard flicks, doing 180s across the map. Those are fun to watch. But watching how a player dissects the round by round, kill by kill, understanding exactly what is the best high percentage play is going to be for himself, that's beautiful. Those kinds of problem solvings, you can't see it out of any player. This is Device, and I love watching plays like that.
Yeah, he brings a unique style to it all. And we got some great games coming up here for tomorrow as well. But before we get into that, and before I talk about those games, we got to thank all of the sponsors making this possible. We're all across the world being able to do this. Corsair, Intel, Monster, DTS, AT&T, and Betway. We wouldn't be able to do this without them. And it doesn't matter where we are. We're all able to do this from home. We're able to watch some amazing Counter-Strike. And we have more amazing Counter-Strike coming up tomorrow. I'm wondering if Group A for EU, though, is going to be a 3-way tie. It's certainly on the cards.
I think so. I think North have been looking okay without being impressive, and I think Heroic, despite having lost the first 2 games, has actually been the better of the 2. So if I had to put my money on one of those right now, I'd say that Heroic is going to win. Obviously, Astralis against T2, I don't think anyone expects T2 to win against them. So we could very well be seeing a 3-way tie tomorrow, and regardless, it's going to be some great games. I'm very curious to see how Heroic is going to go up against North. That's going to be a Danish derby for who is the 4th best Danish team, I guess, because Mad Lions is technically the 2nd best, right?
I love it. I love it. And Pod, I want to get your thoughts quickly on the Liquid versus FURIA game we get to see at the end of tomorrow, because to me, depending on what Liquid shows up, I think they're going to be on the struggle bus against FURIA.
Yeah, definitely so. And I mean, even that player interview with Twist after their series, he just, the energy was deflated out of him. So certainly Liquid, they've got to turn that ship around, because FURIA are not messing around. You saw it here today in their ability to just find those frags. So Liquid we need to see a different Liquid showing up tomorrow.
Certainly do. Well, you said about Liquid turning their ship around. I'm going to steer this ship so we can end off today and finish on a high note. It's been great across all the games we've seen today, and there'll be plenty more Counter-Strike action coming your way. You will not want to miss it all. Make sure you join us back here tomorrow for more of the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.